Hello, fellow walkers. This is Mario again, your imperfect teacher, and I'm taking you into the interminable pathway. This interminable pathway is in the contemplative forest where I do my power walks. And it's interminable because at the end is only the beginning. So we go here and we find our favorite bench here to sit and enjoy this quiet area, secluded of nature. So you can see the still water and then work on one of the lessons in biocognition. Today, I'm going to be talking about two exalted emotions, generosity and gratitude. And all the exalted emotions and what I call the higher cognitions are immune enhancers, and they're part of the triggering of wellness, because what they do is they help the gene expression of wellness and suppress the gene expression of illness, including family illnesses. So it's a conglomerate, not just that, but it's a conglomerate in the consciousness that you live. So it's important to have gratitude and to have generosity for several reasons. First, when you have gratitude, you have the ability to accept the gift without feeling like you have to give something back. And also, you give relationships a sense of totality that you measure the level of gratitude that you're receiving. So for example, if you're in a relationship and something happened that was a problem for that day, an indiscretion or a mistake, or God forbid, to be imperfect, then it's important to see the totality of the relationship, which is a way of looking at what is that meter of gratitude. If you don't have that, the gratitude meter doesn't work. It'll be, what have you done for me lately? Yes, you've been very nice for me for 10 years, but look at today. So what have you done for me lately is a consequence of not having gratitude. And always expecting the world to function from your view of perfection. And if people are not perfect, then you have a reason to criticize, and you have a reason not to accept any goodness, because at that moment, they're not perfect. And there's a difference between giving and taking and offering and receiving. When you give and take, it's a quid pro quo, this for that. If I give you this, then I'm expecting that. If I take this, then you're expecting that. And it never ends, because there's no gratitude and no generosity. But if you bring those two wonderful emotions that are part of the causes of health, then when you give with generosity, the generosity in itself is enough for you not to have to expect anything back. And if you receive with gratitude, it's enough for you not to feel that you have to give something back. So one is quid pro quo, give and take is quid pro quo, this for that. And then I introduce a term in biocognition that I call aliquid nil, which means something for nothing back. So if you're giving something with expectations, don't give it. Only give it when there's the generosity that guides it, or receive it only when the gratitude is involved. But our cultures teach us that you have to have a pseudo humbleness. So for example, they give you a compliment or offer you a compliment, and that's a gift, and you turn it down. Oh no, that's all right. Anybody can be as smart. No, oh no, I don't look that good. Oh no, my hair does. Ways of disowning and denying the gratitude for the gift. But you have to practice this on your own before you allow others to receive it. Because if you don't believe it yourself, then how can you receive something that you don't believe is you? But our culture teaches that pseudo humbleness to deny, and the fear is that if you don't, you're going to be seen as conceited. Conceit is a manipulative word used in many cases and by cultures to keep you within the pale. There are conceited people, but those are not people that have gratitude and generosity. Sociopaths have no sense of gratitude. They think that by just being there, they should be thanked, that they being there is enough. So they don't have any gratitude. Whatever you do for them is not enough, because they're so great that they deserve. So gratitude doesn't enter the picture. And by the way, sociopaths are people who have extremely low self-esteem. They appear to be all encompassing and very secure, and it's only a compensation for their deep insecurities. So then the idea is to create and to cultivate a sense of gratitude and generosity, and begin to look at the world that way, but be also grateful and generous with yourself. It always comes from self to others. And once you learn that, remember that the language is very important. Anytime that anyone gives you a compliment, just basically thank them. Thank you for noticing. And at first it's going to feel, ooh, this doesn't sound right. But that's just, you have to desensitize yourself to the things that you were taught within the pale. Living beyond the pale in the biocognitive world, life becomes very beautiful because there's generosity and there's gratitude. And it enhances immune function. It enhances all of the things that are needed in order to trigger the genes that express wellness and health and good immunological response. But a lack of that actually triggers the genes that express illness, including family illness. So by expressing gratitude and living it, as well as the generosity, what you're doing is you're allowing the gene expression of wellness and health to come out, and you're also suppressing the gene expression of illness. So a lot to be gained and nothing to lose, other than understanding that you were taught not to express that gratitude that's needed when someone gives you something. Or the quid pro quo, if I give you this, you give me that. And many relationships are quid pro quo. It's like an accounting firm with taking and knowing that you're going to have to give something back, or receiving, or in a way that there's always an incompleteness. If I get something, I have to give something back. You get the idea. The point is that the most important thing is replace quid pro quo, this for that, with the biocognitive concept of aliquid nil, something for nothing back. Now, you have to be careful with people that abuse that, because something for nothing back, the abusers will always take and take and take and take rather than receive, because they have no gratitude. So with those people, you set limits, and those people are not ones that you can practice these exalted emotions and higher cognitions. Only with people that are worthy. And then with the people who are not, ask yourself, do I need these people in my life? And if I do, what are the limits that I need to set so they don't abuse me? So now you start the cultivation of generosity and gratitude with a new paradigm of aliquid nil for people who are worthy. So now that you have your lesson, we go back to the power walk, leaving the interminable pathway and coming out, slowly coming out, and seeing that this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship with yourself. Enjoy and be at peace.